Moe's was now the new band name and everything else. We had this house on Francis Street. And then it was just, but it was, you got to remember, we were like, right in the middle of Sunnyvale, California, right? So, so the local police all knew us and everything. And half the time, right across the street on El Camino Real there, right on the corner there was a big Mayfair market. So we walked across there to, get food or whatever, but also, buy alcohol. Because like I said, we put together, 5 guys with a quarter or something and go get a gallon of wine and whatnot. And, but every time we were coming back, half the time we'd get rousted by the cops. They'd pull us over. Hey, put your hands on the car, and the hot wood and all that kind of fun stuff. And we'd get the shakedown and go through the routine and stuff. And they're keeping an eye on us and watching us and all that kind of good stuff. So we kind of knew that was going on. But anyhow, we were at the same time kind of somewhat oblivious to it. Like, if they were around or whatever, but we weren't overly paranoid about it or whatnot. But anyhow, so for a long time we lived in the house there. And when I say a long time, it was probably a year because back then it seemed like a long time. It was probably only about a year or so that we were there. And in fact, things started getting a little bit odd. One quick funny story while we were there. Our circle of friends and our circle of the family that we had around us and everybody that partied together and all was growing. And then occasionally we'd have a little party or two. But we had neighbors. We were actually practicing as a band there a lot of times too. Now originally we were down in that basement where everybody was staying at, and I think it had gotten down to the point where the only one that was down there was Carl back in some corner or something. But we had all of our band equipment down there and stuff. We were getting tired of hauling it up and down the stairs and all the stuff and the sound pinging against the cement walls down there. So there was a garage in the back, 2-car garage, but it had a dirt floor and a pretty thin wall. So we thought, we got to turn this into our practice place, but we're going to have to do something. So first thing we did was we went out and we were gathering cement from various different job sites throughout the Santa Clara area there. And over the course of time, we had plenty of cement. We built a whole cement floor in the thing, put up some wallboard. And at the same time, I can't remember I think it was Nick Bowen's mom was working at the VA hospital. And she kept saving all these egg crates, big ones that had 24 eggs or whatever. So we had stacks and stacks of them. We started looping them all together, put them on the walls. We had wallboard, we had those things. And so we built as much as we could, pretty much, sound dampered rehearsal space there. And we'd get out there and we'd rock out and do our thing. And every once in a while, we'd get a little bit noisier, a little bit too late at night. Cops would come and sometimes we'd even have a little fun with it where we'd play a little bit really loud. We'd run back into the house. The cops would come and we'd go, "What are you talking about?" "No, we're just sitting around here." There's no we're like, just kind of toying with them and playing with them and whatnot. Anyhow, long story short, but that was a great place. We had a lot of fun there, a lot of things going on.
The significance of the yellow dot name?
Huh?
What was the significance?
I'm not really sure where that came from, but somebody somewhere along the line was like, "Well, you guys are like a big family or something," and it was like, at that time, there was a lot of communes and stuff all over the country and everything, but our commune was a little bit, we were right in the middle of the city, right? And we weren't living on the land or anything. We were a party house. We were a band and it was like a party house. But we became a little bit, there was a couple run-ins along the way. We were starting to get a little bit suspicious that maybe it wasn't a good place to be anymore. So at one point, Nick Bowen and I, posing as young college students looking for a place to rent, went up to Redwood Estates. Because actually one of the times, quite honestly, I think it was one of the local PD guys there said something about, they actually made the recommendation to us. They said, you guys got to get out of the city, go up into the county or something. You got to get out of the city if you're gonna, or you guys are gonna end up with problems, And I was like, that's an interesting thing that this guy said, But we started thinking about it and had a couple of little family meetings and stuff. I'm not sure where the yellow dot thing came from, but at some point somebody said, "Oh, you guys are like the yellow dot family," and it just kind of stuck. I'm not sure exactly where that came from.